Hello, I've got a new puzzle here I'm going to try today. This is called Hexahedroom. Looks like it's made by Philos, don't really know. It was designed by Hirokazu Iwasawa. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but Hexahedroom. So we're going to give this a try, see how it goes. All right, this is Hexahedroom. On the back it tells us that the aim of the puzzle is to free the 8 pieces from the box and lay them in again. Only with great skill and careful consideration you will succeed in this puzzle to disassemble it and to reassemble it. So it's typical, take the pieces apart, put them back together. The back tells us, if I can get that in focus, it says ages 8 to 99. I am firmly within that age range. It assumes 20 minutes to infinity. Let's hope we're closer to 20 minutes than infinity. And the difficult rating is 4 light bulbs. I'm not sure if that's on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 10, but 4 light bulbs on whatever scale that is. We're asked to please save the packaging as well for some reason. I guess maybe the box. Maybe they mean save the box so that you can put the pieces back in it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna open this up and see what we find. Get rid of the wrappers there. All right. So now, if we want to save the packaging, that means I have to open it carefully. Oh, well, that's easy. There we go. Oh, we got some instructions in here. Hopefully this isn't telling us how to solve it. That wouldn't be good. So Hexahedroom, again, 4 light bulbs, whatever that means. The puzzle, okay, we've got a little bit more instructions here. So the puzzle consists of 8 pieces in 3 different shapes in a box. Aim of the puzzle is to free the pieces from the box and lay them in again. Pieces should not protrude from the openings of the box. So I guess the idea is it has to make this shape when you put it back together. And then it does have the solution here, which we're not going to look at because that would be no fun. So we're going to just throw away that solution and throw caution to the wind and see what happens. Let's get our timer going here and see what we can do. So here is, it's all wood. It looks, looks decent. It feels, not cheap, but not like super expensive. Sturdy though. So, all right, let's see. It looks like, kind of this outside portion. I think there's sort of a box with a hole on each edge. It looks like, and then inside are the pieces. That's what my initial impression is. None of the pieces just fall out easily. Of course, that would be too simple. Let's see, what can we do? So, now I can see right here, this piece will kind of slide. There's an angled piece in here. Looks like maybe there's kind of 2 wedge shapes up against each other. Same thing over here. So we got some wedge pieces. Is there anything to indicate, there's no markings that show one side is different than another. I did notice, if I just turn, if we just call this A, the A side here has the hole in the bottom right. Turn it, B has the bottom right, C has the top right, and D has the top right. So they're not completely the same. And then the other 2, I mean, it just kind of depends on which way we tip it, of course. But now, as I'm moving this around, I'm just kind of spinning it. I'm seeing some pieces sliding. You can see right here, there's quite a bit of movement. It feels like, okay, so I think this piece here that I'm touching, that's inside here, is not this piece, but it's actually the wedge shape under here, so it's kind of doing one of these numbers. This piece here goes across, and then it's the angled piece under here. This is sort of my feeling. So I think that's just a bunch of kind of interlocking pieces that all have to sort of come apart at the same time. Maybe, possibly. But it seemed like just as I was kind of turning it over in my hands that the pieces were moving. Yeah, you can actually get a decent gap right in here between these pieces. It doesn't seem like the outside comes apart at all. So let's see, what can we do? This piece can't move anywhere. This one seems to move about the most right here. Like a lot of these type of puzzles, initially, it just feels impossible. Like we're making zero progress, we're getting nowhere. And that's, I think, pretty typical. What can we do? What if we just spin it? Yeah, that doesn't do anything. So this piece is definitely the one that's underneath right there. And this one, similarly, is underneath over here. It just feels like there's nothing you can do. Now I can see there's got to be, obviously they can't all be exactly the same. There's got to be kind of one piece that's different that comes out first, or that moves, you know, moves to the side somehow and allows the rest to come out. But they kind of all seem to be the same. So I mean, my initial thought is to try and force something, but obviously that's not going to be the way it works. There's going to be some logical way of, you know, shift this, twist that, and the whole thing will just sort of fall apart. But right now I don't see how that's possible. Maybe we shift. None of them can go sideways either. It feels like they need to, you know, because there's kind of a wedge shape. The inclination is to try to but they just can't quite. They're all sort of interlocked and they're holding each other in place. So, you know, I'm just now noticing, okay, I've been focusing on the pieces on the inside, and the outside I think is one solid piece, but I did just notice that there's two corners on opposite sides that have a little notch. Now I don't know that that allows you to move anything, because these seem pretty solid, but those might be kind of your indicators so that once you learn how to do it, you know how to do it again in the future. You know, like stand it on the corner or something like that, right? Do we spin it around that axis or something? Oh, did that actually do something? Look at that. This piece is starting to come out. What? I can't believe that. Here we go. Oh. I feel like we're getting somewhere, but okay, I'm just kind of, so then that one should should allow this one to come out a little bit. We're getting, ah! Nope. Go back in, a little bit at a time. Getting some pieces poking out here. And then they want to fall back in place. All right, I got that by kind of spinning it around the axis of the two. Look at that. That's wild. All I'm doing is turning it around the axis of those two notches, and the pieces are just popping out on their own. That is crazy. So, the physics of that are really interesting. All right, I'm gonna pause the timer. There we go. It's taken apart. It took us 12 minutes, so less than an infinity, which is good. I'm gonna get a drink of some puzzle fuel quick. So less than an infinite number of minutes, which is good because, you know, this thing had me a little worried. It says 20 minutes to infinity. So I think I would probably, my SD card would run out of space before I got to an infinite number of minutes, most likely. So there we go. So we're halfway done now because it said we need to put them back together, right? And I kind of tried to, I should have kept better track. I mean, they seem, a lot of these pieces seem to be identical. And then there's the two cubes that I didn't even realize there were cubes in there. Oh, no, that's interesting because, no, that makes sense. Okay, because there's 6 holes. So I've got 6 of these that were, you know, kind of in the holes, and the cubes are in the center somehow. Okay, well. These were just, okay. So how do we put this back together now is the question. So this goes in here. I don't know how those cubes go inside there because it feels like the 6 wedges are gonna fill up all the space. Oh, we better restart our timer. There we go. Now, did they angle this way or, no, they angled this way. Pretty sure. Okay. This one will then go this way. Ah, okay. So, I think it needs to go, all right, I'm gonna get these pieces back out of here. Let's think about this. So if this one goes this way, this would be here, like this. Yeah, like that. So those two are gonna fit like this because once you get them both in there all the way, that lines up. Those will fit together like that. Okay, so then we just need to do the other ones the same way and figure out where the cubes go. So it's gonna be like this. So this one needs to be here, like this. Yep. Okay. And I suspect that we're gonna have to kind of have them sticking out, you know, kind of the opposite of how we took them out. We're gonna have to have them sticking out and then slide them all in kind of together. So where the cube is gonna go, over there. Yep, like that. And then the other cube has to go in this corner over here. So I think the cubes go in the corners that correspond with the notches. This one is gonna go here, And if I did this right, this one goes this way, is that right? Let's see. Is that gonna, what's this one? Angles that way, so yes, I think so. Okay, I think, and there we go. And it's back together. Huh. That is kind of crazy. I was, you know, partially spinning it just, you know, almost as a joke, but, and spinning it around, you know, these axes don't seem to do anything. Oh, let's pause the timer. So about 15 minutes, 15 and a half minutes to take it all the way apart and put it all the way back together. It's pretty good. We beat the low end, the 20-minute estimate. Didn't it say 20 minutes to infinity? So we beat the 20 minutes, that's good. It's interesting, I didn't even know there were cubes in there when I was first trying to solve it. I mean, it makes sense now that I'm looking at it more and I've seen what it looks like on the inside. It's well, of course there's a cube right there because there's a space that, you know, but when you're first looking at it, it just seems like it's all wedges in there and that there's no empty space. That's kind of interesting. So, interesting that to solve it, you have to kind of spin it around that axis, that corner axis, and the pieces just sort of start popping out. Huh. So that was Hexahedroom. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get this puzzle if you want to try it out yourself. If you've tried this puzzle before, let me know what you thought of it. Did you think it was worth 4 light bulbs or more or less? If you got another puzzle you'd like to see me try, I'm open to suggestions. Just leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Thought it was kind of interesting. It was fun, not very hard. Fun little thing. It'd be a good paperweight. It looks nice, you know, sit on your desk or something. So, all right, see you next time. Calm down before you stress up the groove.